Hello everyone, I'm Charlie and this is Charlie's Reviews. So today's video is going to be a long one because I have this bunch of books we'll be talking about. In fact, some of them are actually from last week, which I didn't get a chance to do. So yeah, I'll try to keep this under 20 minutes, I hope. So let's get to it. So first up, just looking at number 8. This one came out last week, and it's basically um, it continues with the current arc, which seems that just looking at it with the Legion of Superheroes. This issue in particular is very Legion centric. In fact, nothing really happens until like at the end, but it basically just tells readers who the Legion are, what they're all about. Um, so it has a lot of large panels. You get things like this, but you also get a lot of these splash pages and half. Look at So it really nothing really happened, like I said, until the very end. Uh, but I actually enjoyed it. It reads fast, like I said, because you get these large panels. But it's really great. The art, it's big, and it seems that this arc called the Infinitus Saga, was supposed to be a 5-issue story originally. That's how it was, when it started. Now it seems it's going to be a 6-issue arc. So this is actually part 4. So yeah, let's get moving. Then I actually picked this one up on Monday because the shop I get this book gets their books over the weekend, either Friday or Saturday. I said to go on Monday, and so this is Superman 1 number 15. This continues the current arc. Last issue we learned that this hero they met a few issues ago, what was his name? Wonder Star. It's actually Magog. So this issue starts out with his origin. Then it's basically just a huge fight between Superman, Wonder Woman, and Magog. Uh, and actually, we learn who is behind all of this, which is Circe, the sorceress, who wants revenge on Wonder Woman. Uh, I really enjoyed it, but it's got this issue's got 2 artists, 3 inkers, and actually 3 colorists as well. But despite the different pencilers, which is Doug Mankey and Ed Benes, uh, you really don't. Uh, you kind of do notice the difference in style, but it's not that noticeable that it actually distracted me from the story. I actually really really like it and hope to see where it all goes. Next up, so those are both the new books I got from last week, and I also last week picked up this back issue, which is Superboy 506, which practically practically makes me complete the mini run that was the Reign of the Superman that started in Adventures of Superman number 500. So I pretty much got that run complete. I just need 503, and I will have that little mini arc at least from the Adventures of Superman issues. So I have to complete the whole Action Comics and Superman and Superman Man of Steel. But at least for this little mini for Adventures of Superman, I've got that whole thing practically complete, and it goes with my goal of getting at least issues 500 to the last issue when this tale returned to being just simply Superman. So those were last week's, and this week it's still a pretty heavy week for me. It's actually 5 books for me this week. So I'll start off with the first book I read, which was Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 10, number 11. It starts what we're being told is a major arc for this season. Um, so I'm not gonna go into details about this particular issue. Just that it's a bit of a it starts the new arc. It just basically focuses on the romantic conflicts between all of the characters. Like most of the issues in this series, each issue really stands on its own as a solo series, as a solo issue, despite the fact that it's part of a larger arc. It really stands on its own. Probably the biggest change, though, that we like to comment happens at the end. And it's sort of, I don't even know where it's going to go after in next issue, but it's been teased throughout the first 10 issues, even until this issue. This whole thing between Buffy and Spike, sort of like Spike still is in love with Buffy, but Buffy, they've been moving on and stuff. But after a little, so there's like this scene like at the very end where Buffy, Willow and Dawn are talking, where Dawn actually tells Buffy that she's not really giving Spike a chance since he's gotten his soul back way back in the end of season 6, beginning season 7. So they've been sort of been playing with that throughout this season. So apparently Buffy wasn't too. She was bothered by that conversation, so she actually accompanied Spike on a little mission that Spike is looking for the villain of, I believe, for the villain of this little arc. So after they beat some what they call skin golems, the issue ends with this. So that's a big change, yeah, I think, or the beginning of some big changes for the whole Buffyverse. So like I said, I really enjoyed this book quite a bit, and it's pretty accessible, I think, story wise, despite the fact that it's got a lot of continuity involved, from the previous comic book series, season 8 and 9, and of course the TV show. They pretty much tell the reader everything that they need to know, and I love this cover. Okay, moving on. So now let's go to pure superheroes, and all of the titles this week are DC's DC books. So I'll start out with my favorite book of all, Supergirl, issue number 38, containing the Crucible storyline. The art, of course, is amazing. the you know Emanuele Pacino, Ray McCarthy on the art, and of course by a hi-fi. Just great art. The story itself picks up where last issue left off with Supergirl and her new team from the Crucible Academy, after fighting in one of her new friends' planet. Um, the fight then moves to Earth, where Savos. This is like I can't even understand. It's like after uh, let's see if we can get it. Here we go. Yeah. So this is Savo, and this is his brother. So last issue, they were sent to the Crucible by the Crucible Academy to Savo's planet because it was being attacked by his brother and his crew. We learned that they were actually expelled from Crucible, and so they're sort of kind of starting a war with them, but with the Crucible. But we actually learned that for the first time, Supergirl begins to question a little bit, what Crucible is, because she doesn't really know much. Last issue we learned they have their own agenda, sort of like a military school, sort of academy. Supposedly they're like one of those many universal peacekeeping forces. But anyways, the fight moves on to Earth, where we learn that Savo's brother was actually going after Superboy, who's recently returned. So Superboy is actually in a sort of convention of sorts, a comic book convention. This is where the issue starts, and as you can see, there we go. Just like 3000 is a comic book in the DC universe. So when they go to Earth and they're actually chasing Sava's brother Ro, or Rojo, or whatever Ro, they end up here in the convention. So that gives us a few really interesting, funny situation where they're really confused as to what they are actually where they are actually at. And because, like, for example, this little funny scene here where Supergirl sees this girl wearing the old Michael Turner designed Supergirl costume from the previous version. So when Supergirl and her friends catch up to Sava's brother and his crew, Supergirl is actually surprised to see Superboy, because apparently he died in the Krypton Returns crossover a few years ago, but he's been around. So while they don't defeat the renegades, I guess you could call them like that. We then learn that Maxima actually has orders to bring in the clone. So Supergirl sort of says no, and that if they want Superboy, she would have to go through her. And Comet, formerly known as Captain Comet, is injured, so that's a little interesting situation where they need to take him back to Crucible to help him, get healed. But so it brings him to a very interesting cliffhanger. So yeah, great little. I really liking this new run in the book. Just great fun. Um, then let's go to what I call, I'm doing this for the team, you know. Nobody really, most people have dropped this book. I haven't, so I'm doing it. So I'm taking one for the team. So yeah, Wonder Woman number 38. So I know a lot of people have dropped it because it's you know it's hard to describe this book because it's not really awful, but it's not really that great either. So it's sort of like good, mediocre. I don't think that really fits describes it as well either. But because it's got some good things, it's got some really bad things. This issue becomes kind of messy, I guess, a bit. So like the first issue of this run, because you got like three plots run going around. There's not one main plot. If the main plot would be the fact that there's a group of renegade Amazons who actually used uh, a sorceress to create Donna Troy. Yeah, Donna Troy is magically created to be Wonder Woman's rival now. Um, to take her place as the Amazon's queen. Uh, they're not really happy that Wonder Woman isn't really there for them, and she's got the whole Justice League thing going on as well. So they're not very satisfied with that. So they decided to magically create Donna Troy. It's a good image here of Donna Troy, a new Donna Troy, um, to sort of challenge Wonder Woman. It's a better image ever. To sort of challenge Wonder Woman for that role. So I don't want to say, and I'm a huge Donna Troy fan, by the way. I love the original Wonder Girl. That fact that they're sort of making her into, be a bit of a villain. I don't want to call her exactly that. More like an adversary for Wonder Woman. Supposedly she's the perfect Amazon, as no man was involved in her creation, which is kind of ironic, seeing that every Amazon was isn't really perfect, because they were all we go back to Azrael's run, the Amazons would rape men to get impregnated. So apparently, they created this magical Amazon, to be the perfect Amazon. It's kind of ironic, but sort of kind of reminds me a bit of Bob Haney, who brought Wonder Girl to the Teen Titans, when originally Wonder Girl was just Wonder Woman as a teenager, was brought in a really weird era in the Silver Age, where they had Wonder Tot, Wonder Girl, and Wonder Woman, two different younger versions of Wonder Woman running around. Supposedly, then they send the two younger versions to the proper time. Then Bob Haynes sort of brought Wonder Girl, and really didn't have any origin until Mark Fullman did it first around 1969, I think. A young Mark Fullman wrote the origin for Wonder Girl. So the fact that you got a magical Wonder Girl here, or at least a magical Donna Troy, sort of remind me a bit of that as well. But you have that plot with Donna Troy. Then you have Wonder Woman dealing with both the Justice League thing and her own conflict, where they're actually questioning what does it mean to be the god of war. So, I mean, like I said, there's some really interesting stuff here, but it's not very focused. You've got, three different plots going on, and I don't know, it's a little too ambitious for an arc. I don't think in the history of comic books uh, or any comic I've read that you had too many plots running around. You could have subplots, and those sort of slowly develop. But they're throwing in everything at the same time, and that sort of makes the book kind of unfocused. So, but I hurry it up now. Next up, Justice League number 38. The Amazing virus continues. Batman gets infected, gets powers similar to that of a bat. We learn that Lex Luthor actually infected Superman 4 years earlier. Superman was able to create antibodies to defeat the virus. It sort of ends with, I don't know, everybody acting like zombies. Everybody that's been infected acting like zombies, or something like that, or the virus got sentient or something. It just, it's a very weird ending to to this issue. We don't know. I mean, all Lex Luthor says, I hope this wouldn't have happened, and what that is, I didn't get. Still curious to see where this goes. Finally, Teen Titans number 6. So we get the new Power Girl join the team, sort of join the team, not officially yet. So this issue actually ends, starts where the last issue left off, which was, the Titans end up finding a bunch of kids who got powers by taking some kind of drug. So with so pretty much the first few pages brought that to an end, with the help of the new Power Girl. So we get a bit of backstory on Power Girl. Then the fact that she then tells them they're doing everything wrong, that they're not doing what they should have. Their whole approach is wrong. Red Robin gets a little bit well, backed by this observation. So then Wonder Girl says, thank you for saying what you said, because it was on my mind and I didn't really, do anything. Didn't really say anything until now. So Wonder Girl and Power Girl leave. They go to Wonder Girl's apartment where her mom is, Wonder Girl's mom is. Of course, we have Beast Boy, who had been spying on Star Labs to sort of get what the deal was with Manchester Black. He actually shows up at Wonder Girl's apartment and tells him that he's actually expecting a bigger attack on Star Labs because of some machines they got hidden in like the basement level, like really deep down where Star Labs is. And as he's telling Wonder Girl that, we see the attack taking place. Beast Boy is actually there at that moment, and pretty much that's where the issue ends. I'm actually liking the new Teen Titans book. If you just judge the book based on like the first issue or second issue, it's really picking up now. it's a fun book, which is what you would expect with a teen book, teen book, or a teen book. The interactions are fun. The artist on this book, I actually like the art. It's kind of like really fun art. Uh, his name is where is it? Oh yeah, Scott Hepburn. The art. I mean, I really like this art. It's kind of cartoony at times. But it's pretty. It looks really great. I mean, the coloring. I also really like the coloring as well. Uh, then get some really good. Yes, and the so yeah, I really like the art as well. The coloring is by Dan Brown, and I mean, you know, so it's good. So really like the coloring is gives that a unique look as well. I mean, and I like these art. So I don't know if Kenneth Rockerford is coming back. Hepburn has been doing the art for this issue and the last issue. So, um those are all of my books for this week for reviews of. Okay, so yeah, so those are all the books I got for this week. Next week, I think it might be a little bit light for me this coming week. Because I think I'll be getting only like two books, supposedly, Aquaman and Flash. I don't think I didn't see Superman on the on the list this past week or something. So yeah, so I did run a little longer than expected, so I'll just end this by saying until next time, keep smiling.